Still with us?
I am ready. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, I feel really bad and grateful for the opportunity to speak. And I'm so sorry that Deborah, you had to be interrupted for this. But I do have a 3:30 meeting, so I'll be quick with my remarks. And I do appreciate the opportunity to speak. So thank you to the chair and to the sponsor for having this hearing. For those of you who know me, you may know my story by now. I'm an immigrant to this country. I came to the U.S. when I was 5 years old. I joined my mom in the hopes of finding the American dream, and our hopes were quickly dashed as we learned just how much of a struggle it was to be poor in America. I waited in lines at food pantries for our box government cheese and butter. I translated for my mom at the welfare office and worked 2 to 3 jobs by the time I was a teenager. So needless to say, when it comes to issues of poverty, this for me is personal and professional, and I'm grateful to speak in support of this bill. The struggles that our communities are facing are not just financial, but emotional as well. It is an emotional burden to be poor at times of crisis like this. Why is that? Why is it that we let poor people risk exposure of having to travel to food pantries only to receive whatever can be spared given to us in a box? And the reason why I bring up this point is because while we appreciate the whole idea of having food pantries, there are a lot of families that we're asking them to risk their lives and put their children um, in compromising scenarios where they have to take public transportation, oftentimes 20 minutes away from their home to find the closest food pantry, and those food pantries are not equipped with culturally responsive food. So we're asking families to cook with items that they're not accustomed to. So on our end, in our office, we're really pushing for more culturally responsive access to food. Um, the other piece that I'd like to point out is why is it that city and state resources are made available in English first and only released in other languages days later. This is an issue of language access, but people who are living in poverty and out in the front lines are not getting the information in ways that they can easily understand it and actually be able to apply for it. Recently, the city of Boston came out with the rental relief form so people can apply. I applied just to see the ease and accessibility of this form, and just in preparation to help support other families who wouldn't be able to do so because they don't have a computer at home or they don't know how to read English, or let alone some folks don't even know how to read in their native language. And what I have found is that while the intention is great to offer families support, I think that we can do a better job at making sure that it's things that people can actually read. I'm speaking these truths today because I feel it's important for everyone listening to know what is at stake when voting on provisions like this. In times like this, we all need to work together to uplift the voices of those living the realities and lead with our strength and resiliency. But I also know that the issues this bill seeks to address consisted before the outbreak, and unless we act swiftly and responsibly, will continue to exist long after this is over. I've been pushing that we have this conversation beyond COVID-19, and whatever work that we do now is part of a long-term strategy to help alleviate um, folks who are living in poverty. I am a strong supporter of this bill, but this act alone cannot be the only action taken. We can't keep putting band-aids over bullet wounds. In my city, we have taken action to address access to culturally competent foods and information parity for non-English speakers. I am optimistic of the work that is to come, and I urge you all to vote in favor of this bill and look forward in working with you all to uplift the voices of those who have historically been kept out of this process. Thank you again for all your work. I look forward to continuing this work on the local level and appreciate all of the things that my state House partners are doing to alleviate the social and emotional burden that comes along with being poor. Thank you so much.